Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's like I got the pokey chair. Chief gets the key in here. Ms. Johnson, would you call for a roll call, please? Here. Here.
Mr. Sexton.
Here. There is a quorum present for the meeting of February 18th, 6:30 p.m. This is a regular trustee meeting. You've all had an opportunity to review the agenda. I do have two changes, and I wanted to see if anybody else had any others before I go on. You got anything you want to add?
Yeah, to the agenda, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda by adding a discussion on the feasibility study under new business,
Feasibility study for
fire and EMS.
fire and EMS. Is there a second to that motion? I will second it.
Second.
You can second?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Rowe seconds your, Mr. Sexton's motion to add a new discussion, new business item for a feasibility study on fire and EMS. Any further discussion?
None.
Hearing none, we'll go ahead and add, everybody in favor say aye.
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 All right, we'll have that under item G, which has been tabled. Item G originally was motion to approve permanent appropriations. Our fiscal officer is very meticulous and she likes to have everything perfect, so we're gonna give her a couple more days to get it perfect. I thought it was good, but we're gonna keep going and we will move the appropriation, or motion to approve the permanent appropriations to the first March meeting. And then we'll put EMS, fire, in place of G under new business. Item number 6 on the agenda was from last month. I neglected to take it off when printing the agenda this month, so item 6 is tabled and not applicable. Are there any other additions or changes to the agenda? Hearing none, Mr. Rowe, how do you vote to approve the agenda?
Yes.
Mr. Sexton? How do you-
Yes.
I vote yes as well. The agenda is approved as amended. Next item up is review and approval of agenda items. You've all had an opportunity to review those. We just approved it as amended, so I'm assuming we don't need any further discussion.
No.
Resolution submitted for formal approval. We had none at the time of posting, but we do have the resolution for the
Yes.
data center. If we want to go into that tonight, we're gonna have to pass that by emergency, but I would suggest we can discuss it tonight and put it on the agenda for the March 4th meeting. I don't think 2 weeks is gonna make a difference on the date, so, we won't be reading that tonight. Executive session. You all received emails, as I did, from the legal counsel. If there's a preference to go into executive session instead of just discussing it in open meeting, now would be the time to make a motion to go into executive session.
I make a motion, we go into executive session.
Under ORC 121.22 G3
Yes.
to discuss pending litigation. I do have the attorney in question available by phone, so that meets the legal requirement. Any discussion on that, other than the fact that I would like to put this after all the other business at the end of the meeting? An objection to that?
Objection.
Who's second?
Yeah,
I will second that. Since there's no further discussion, I'll call, actually, you have to call a roll call vote on the executive session.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Sexton?
Yes.
Mr. Hudson?
I vote yes as well. There will be an executive session after completion of all the other new and old business. Next is correspondence submitted to the board. We have the email from the Erie County Engineers Office, the notice to award the Stanley Road project to Herc Excavating. That's in here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Good work. You got the email from Kathy Briggs of the engineer's office. Says, this is Jeremy's recommendation for notice of award form that needs to be put on a letterhead. I will start the contracts and let you know when things are ready for pickup. If for some reason the trustees do not decide to award the project to Herc, please let me know. Herc was the lowest bidder. I do have the document. I am able to sign it tonight if there is no objection. Is there no
No
objection?
objection.
All right, I will be signing the notice of award. We will be passing a resolution on March 3rd to enter into or March 4th, the next meeting, to enter into the contract. This is just one of the steps before we get to the resolution. So that one's out of the way. Emails received from Joe Baxter and APA Henners on the iWorks contract. The only thing we had was the question about, I can put that in the same pile of stuff. The iWorks is based out of Utah, and before we approve the contract, bear me a minute, folks, got a lot going on. Basically, the gist of it is that we need to update their contract with us, but it needs to reflect the state of Ohio, not the state of Utah, because our prosecutor's not gonna travel to Utah to dispute any contract disputes. So I would like to have Mr. Johnson get with APA Henners and get that fixed to where we can actually sign it to do the iWorks contract. Is there any further discussion on that one? All right, that's more of a housekeeping thing. All right, moving to the open to the audience. Oh, minutes, my apologies. Thank you, sir. I was in a rush to get out of here, so I skipped the minutes. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as written.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes as written from February 3rd, 2026.
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Rose made the motion to approve the minutes. Mr. Sexton has approved with no objection. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yeah, typically I don't do these until we do the first meeting, but go ahead and do them now since they're there.
Yeah.
So, yep. Open to the audience, public commentary. First person on the list is Renee Rack, 5217 Riston Road. Renee, please step up to the podium.
I don't have anything to say,
Okay,
sorry.
that's all right. Next one is Bill Vi, 12117 Westlake Road. Mr. Vi, if you please.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
As I understood it, the justification for bringing the building department back to the township was twofold. First and foremost, there was a financial advantage that was suggested by bringing it back. And secondly, almost as a side issue, was to protect our citizens from unscrupulous contractors. The most recent example, which Mr. Baxter shared with us, was the unfortunate woman living in Harbortown that was ripped off by a fly-by-night contractor. Regarding the financial accounting, let's see where we're at this point in our reconstruction, just so everybody understands. Building inspector's salary is $7,000 a month. Okay, that was recently raised from $5,600. Benefit package is about $3,000 a month. This month, the cost associated with his attendance to the OTA was about $900. His total is $10,900. And you could argue a few dollars one way or the other. So you can see that we received $1,250 in commercial building fees. This was provided by the city. $927 in residential fees. So that puts us at a negative of $8,723 for the month of January. So as we look, we're halfway through February. As we go into February, there's a good chance that we're going to get close to $20,000 upside down in this investment. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope the permit fees flood in. But literally, we're looking at $130,000 in expense for having the building department here. It's assuming we don't have to add any more admin or anything else. I think it's going to be a challenge, but my intention is to continue to give the accounting on a monthly basis, and I hope I get up here 1 month and say, hey, we made money this month. But I don't see it. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Next on the list is Ken Birkin, 6715 Westlake Road.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, several weeks ago, a fellow resident raised the subject of your federal lawsuit against the Board of Trustees and several individual trustee members. This case was filed in September of 2023, and to the best of our knowledge, it remains open. Since that comment was made a couple of weeks ago, I've been trying to wrap my arms around this issue since it was just recently raised and identified to me. The question to myself was, why would a duly elected official in an executive capacity continue with a lawsuit against the governmental entity that he was elected to represent? If the answer is a monetary consequence, it would be financed out of insurance and deductibles at a cost to the township that you do represent. Now, I'm not personally interested in the details of the suit, and I'm certain that you would state that you can't comment pending open litigation regardless, so I won't even go there. However, I do wish to ask you a simple yes or no question. As our elected executive leader of the township, are you willing to drop the lawsuit against the township for which you serve? That's a good statement.
Thank you,
That's a
sir.
question.
Okay. The only thing I can do is refer you to the Ohio Ethics Commission ruling that was provided before I took office. I think you'll find all your answers there. That's all I can say.
We'll investigate that.
Next on the list is Ron Dickel, 7515 Barnes Road. Former trustee, Mr. Dickel, please step up.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I would just like to make a comment on the building department. I would like, if we're going to do it at all, I'd like to see it come back to the township, or just discontinue it and let the people hire their own building inspector to inspect it. If it's not going to be, at least, I'm not saying it has to be profitable, but at least if it's say breaks even, then that's all right. But if we lose money, then I don't see why we're doing it. That's all I've got.
Thanks, sir. Martha Dickel, we got you down as wanting to talk to. You can stay seated there.
Well, this is a little long, but this might be my last time here, so. I'm gonna give you a little history on Lake Road and Barnes. Going east on Lake Road, you'll find a greenhouse at the end of Barnes, to the right, going towards town. That house was my brother-in-law's house, which, last I heard, was bought by Lucy Idle. He's 95 years old right now, and he's in the veterans home in sharp as a tack. His brother was D. Barnes.